length of your own weapons means, yeah, I can hit you from there, but you can't hit me. And I can kick you from there, but you can't kick me. Alright? And like I said, you can practice it in everyday life. So your first little drill is you're going to practice this. I could be talking to Dave and go, oh, nice to meet you, David. Nice hall we've got here. Yeah, how long have you been in this hall? Yeah, I can punch you from here. That bit, don't say out loud. But you be talking to someone and you be gauging your own range. Instinctively know, I can punch you from here. Just don't say that sounds weird. Don't say it to your partner either. So that's my job. I don't care how many black belts you've got. Boom! So, you instinctively need to practice it. It just takes time. So what I've got is a quick little drill. If you take a few steps back, Dave, your partner's going to walk towards you, and you're going to tell them to stop, and guess, if you guess right, that I could then land a shot. Okay, so you exaggerate the range. You start walking. Stop. I've just missed it. I've just missed it. And again. You'll get it right, you'll get it wrong. And again. Stop. Got it. And again. I'll do leg this time. Stop. Oh, I've missed it. What, that's it. I just want to prove I missed it. I've just missed it. Oh. And again. Just gonna stop. That's too close now. Pretty good. Then you do it to your partner. So you just sowing the seed in there, knowing how far away somebody's going to be before you need to react and hit them and know your length of your own weapons. Have you started with that simple drill? Yeah? Yes, don't start like that. Walk. You need a fair bit of space. Hands should be up. Stop. Boom. It has to be a move. It can't be that because he can hit me. You can touch him without moving, they can touch you without moving. Not a good idea. You just need that little movement into danger and out of danger, and your hands should be here, your first line of defense. That will help your brain go, how far away is he? You do a couple of times with the hands, a couple of times with the feet. Lead leg doesn't matter, or rear leg, it's up to you. Alright, happy with that bit? Crack on. Have a play with that. Yes. That way. That way? Yeah. Fabulous. Cool. They're all much of muchness, you know. They're all dealing with the same problem. Unless you've got a species that's got 3 arms and 4 legs, then we're all going to move the same way. There's only so ways you can punch people. There's only so many things you can call that. We just happen to do that. Karate, give it a name. Taekwondo, give it a name. Boxing, give it a name. Thai boxing, give it a name. You know what I mean? It's a punch. So, showdown. These moves. In terms of self-protection, knock him out. Gives you the best chance to escape. You're always looking to escape. This is where you have no choice. First shot, second shot, third shot. Doesn't have to be in order, but it's showing you, you can hit him here, which will knock him out. You can hit him here, which will knock him out. And you can hit him here, which will knock him out. Alright? So you don't have to try hitting in those 3 positions. It's just any of those will shake the jaw and knock him out. This bit is dealing with his limb. Not what we were told, protecting your head. Protecting your head from what? What is all that for? If the limb is in the way. So what we do, with your right leg forward, we put our arms together like that. It's a reference point that at some point in this altercation, arms have been connected to. He might be filling me full of shots. Bang, and there's an arm. There's an arm. Okay? So to take that bit out, we start in a simple position. Our arms have clashed. I might be trying to hit him. He puts his arm up. Okay? So there's the first one. I grab it. I lift it up out of the way. I move to the side and clock him under the chin. Right? His first shot. Boom. Just like that. Okay? So the kata says, he's not being attacked by there, and then suddenly I'm attacked by there, and then suddenly I'm attacked there. So I move around him. Right? So for example, when we try after that. Yeah. So, and move to the side of it, which is the left turn. Okay? That's why it's up there. If it's not up there, it crushes your arm and you can't get the shot. You will see that shot in quite a few other martial arts as well. Like I said, I studied Kali. Once, if you lose your weapon in Kali, they do an empty hand version. They call it Panatukan, and the translation to that is called dirty boxing. Boxing, because it looks like some of the shapes that we understand as boxing. Dirty boxing, because you wouldn't be allowed in boxing. And there's one where they do that one. And I've seen it in actual boxing match as well. Well, slip off a shot and go like that. So this underarm shot is very valid. It works. But in terms of us, the confrontation, our arms are in the way. So I grab it, I lift it, I step in, take my shot there. That's the first bit. Then your partner has to go. Lift the arm, grab it, step in, go to the side, boom, underneath the chin. Happy with that bit? That's the first move. There's one way of knocking them out underneath the chin. I'll play that. Go like this. Turn it. That's not because someone's suddenly behind you. Some people still teach you to grab with the shoulder there and kick them out. It means you root behind him. And it's a quick first takedown you learn. So deal with the threat, put him on the floor, out, get out of there. Again, you wouldn't have to go through all three, but you stick to the drill while you rep it out. It's just like repping your basics, repping your blocks, whatever that might be, whatever stance that might be. This is the same thing. You are repping. 1, 2, 3. Rep, rep, rep. And once you get it and it's in you, then you break the drill, and that's where we'll lead to after. You pick bits out of the cat you want to practice, pick bits out that you like, through the face, and they become you. And then we put them on pads so you can deal with that. All of the masters, or the founders of the 4 karate styles said the same thing. You have to come out of the drill once you know it, to break the routine. So this little kick means I've just moved up behind him. I kick his leg out and put him on the floor. Yeah, we'll show you if you're happy to do it. You don't have to put him on the floor, you can do the motion. So we can start from the drill. 1, 2, 3. Now I just go up behind him, grab him, kick his knee out. Right? Turn this way so you can see. So the kata from there went bang. This bit, this bit, this bit, this bit. And I'll kick it and put him all the way down to the floor, but I'll leave it for now. 2 parts of this, otherwise it doesn't work. If I pull him only, he'll right his balance and move. If I kick him only, he'll do the same thing. But if I disrupt his balance here and here, he can't get out of it, so he ends up going to the floor. Okay? Some styles do a side kick, it's the same thing. Maybe I only got halfway round. Side kick will do the same job. Bang. Okay? Easy to strike the knee out. So, from here, 1, 2, 3, slide right up behind him, grab his shoulder, touch the knee, pull down on my elbow, just your outer block. Here, disrupt his balance, all the way to the floor. So if you're not comfortable going down there, that's plenty. You've done all the hard work, you'll go eventually. I prefer side kick actually, because it covers more area.
I was going to say
across the knee.
Reference.
Yeah, because with the front kick, you can slip off. So sometimes I half a side kick and half a front kick, just to cover my turning like that, just to cover the knee. Somebody was damaging the solar plexus. But it's another balance disturbance one. Some like that, some like that. That just depends where his limb is. So you have your, we'll do it this way, you have your right leg forward just for now. If I did the inside one, I'd pull his arm here, this way, then I step straight through him and clothesline him. Like that, straight through, till he loses his balance. Like that. Okay? I'll do it this way now. So if I go on the inside, grab his arm, boom, I'll go through him like that. Through him. tends to get wrong with this one is people do this and start trying to do it that way, which isn't in the kata. The kata just goes, whoa, straight through, like that. And all of that knocks him on the chest. The other one is I push it across him instead. Just like that, and I still hit his chest. Bang! Straight through. There. And you get to this point, look, his balance will be shifted. You can't underestimate a really good clothesline across the chest. It's one of those things you can't really do that often on your partner. It's quite miserable smacking them across the chest. But the intention can be done in a solo form. So you go, you do it slow. No, it's just from there, yeah. That's your intention of knocking over. So you already put that in your brain. But you can't do loads of, I'll do, well, half of one. You can't do loads of these, boom, through his chest. Oh, another one, boom, through his chest, because it's just miserable. You won't get really training partners for long. So you can try yours, which is just push the arm across, he starts to turn his body, and I just fire through in there. Just that, and it hits him, boom, like that, and knock his balance up. Sandan, third one in, does that again, and then does that. Yeah? Well, that means one of those, what if he doesn't go down, sensei? It will make him go down then. You force him over. The mother kata to all of these, called the Sorkin Dai, Kanku Dai or Kushaku. Pull, turn, like that. Yeah, same thing, just make him go down. Ours goes drop, same idea, just drop him. So, but if you think about it, it's going right back to the beginning, to a beginner. First few lessons you learn Shodan, just how to disrupt his balance and knock him over. He doesn't go over. Further up the series, we make him go over, we make him go over. Okay? So make it easy, right leg to right leg, like that. Oh, his right leg, sorry. On my left leg. Push, if you want to do this one, push him across. Step right past him with your right leg. Boom, and just put him to there. Okay? If you see this side, once you get that bit, see, where he's past his hips, he's going to have to right his balance. So, that's enough for this counter. You might knock him over. If he doesn't, you've got the other options. Something like a Sandan. So Sandan now goes, make him go over. Like that. The sort of diagram of dragging over, or kind of around the neck. I like that one with Shurkan. You go like that, and then go around the neck. And turn him. Make sure he goes down. Sort of drops our weight through him. That way. Same principle. Once you disturb his balance, how are you going to get him on the floor? Here's one way, here's another way, here's another way. All same thing. But you don't have to put him on the floor, but you need to get to that position of barrier. Oh, knocking. There he goes, there he goes, there he goes. And you grab your arm. They'll do that. But I'm in a good strong stance there. Through his balance, knocking his knee. It tends to have people start to turn too early. Knock it. There it is. Half the job done. You didn't have to do the rest. Happy with that? 1945?
Yeah.
Yeah. 45 angles?
Ours goes back to the beginning on that bit.
Okay.
Turn around with the first three movements ago.
Any angles with the knife hand?
No, just three.
Just straight ahead.
Yeah.
So that means he's straight in front of you. 45 means you'll move around them. But the first ones are going forward. Means I'm going through him. Okay, so we'll be going through him this way. Alright? Same thing. Clash of arms, whatever that might be. I just remove the barrier, my forearm hits him in the neck. Bang, straight through his neck. Alright? That's why Water's got very 90-degree ones. Like I say, he might be taller. 45-degree ones. More of a target shot into the carotid artery. Anywhere on the forearm that lands in there is going to do some damage. Briefly to him. Next thing where my arm is, I just knock it. I'm going to fly through him. Straight at him. Right? Or with the other hand, Same thing, straight through him like that. If he puts his hand out, which he did that there, then it gives you a response. If he stops you before you get there, then you'll have a response. You can also go on, this is the outside option. You can also go on the inside, right? Where I remove the limb and wrap it. So now I have his limb this way. And it gets him on the inside. Slightly harder. Right? I'm not a fan of going on the inside. Because there's too much going on. He's got that other side of the body. So you have to be fairly quick and be aware that he's got that lot of weapons still looking at you. So you have to be fairly quick. It's got that, that and that. On the outside, I've suppressed most of it by pushing his arm away from him. Right, see the difference? He has to turn to me now. Then I can know where he's going because I've already got a touch on him and I've already hit him in the neck. So if he starts to move, I know where he's going. Go on the inside, where I move his arm. This can be a struggle. You do see some people, they'll do this big motion in it, and then go. Same thing. That'll be face and then smack straight into him. But I've wrapped him up this way. Still hitting him, but I have to be aware of that. It's going to be an option. If he starts coming at me, I can still monitor him, still keep him away from me. But two ways, what I call outside, inside. Or inside means, I was sort of likening it to snooker. Anyone play snooker? Apparently snooker players are 5 or 6 shots ahead. They're already planning about 5 red balls ahead. This is the same thing. You need to plan ahead. So you've got, boom, my job might have done, might worked, he might start to go. If not, I need something else after. It gives you ideas. Might go back to the first one again, so I might go, boom, didn't work, bang, better finish him off another way. So you pull bits out of the can that you then need, depending on your response from this person. Ideal world, smack, it worked. Boom, it worked. You're out of there. Oh, it hasn't worked, I need something else. So you put your limb up for this drill, just knock it out of the way with your hand, slide in and boom, right on the neck. Okay? Switch hands, practice both sides, knock it out of the way with the elbow, boom, hit him there. Then you want to go on the inside, knock it out of the way, wrap it, then go in and hit him. Okay? And then on the other side, if you wish, knock it out of the way, wrap it, then go in and hit him. Roll his arm like that. Okay? Happy with those 4? Have a play. That's the same thing with katas. You start off with something simple, and as you go through the kata, it gives you ideas to play with, it gives you a little bit more skill set within that by the end of the kata. So it progresses within itself as well as having 5 that you progress through. Within each one you progress through. So simple one with knee down is we'll do a quick grab of the wrist. Alright, cross grab, so his left and my right. So the cat will start like that and swing. It's just a simple wrist grab, escape, and then we hit them, but I move away from him. I move away from him, and then I just strike through him. This type of thing doesn't really happen. It's happened because of something else. No one goes around grabbing wrists in a fight or an altercation. If he was mouthing off of me, he's not going to go, where's your wrist, where's your wrist? There it is. That ain't going to happen. Statistically, it's more likely for a female to be grabbed by the wrist and pulled and dragged, statistically. But male, no. It's from something else. For example, I might have grabbed hold of him and started punching him. He's going to stop me from punching him by grabbing my wrist or a weapon like that. Usually when you go for somewhere soft, if I went for his throat, he's going to grab my wrist. You go anywhere soft, you see thinking you go, bro, or like that, or remember the groin is the same thing. You don't like that, so you grab the wrist. Alright? But to isolate it, like you do with certain drills, we'll just do it with a grab. So he gets hold of your wrist, whatever that led to, you just swing it. So you know how to, if you're experienced, not do that. just go against the thumb. So he can't have a grip. So we just swing it, but we move because he's going to hit you. That's why he's grabbing you to know where you are to punch you. Alright, so we'll start with this one. The next one will be a lapel grab. They only grab you so they know where you are so they can punch you. So we just shift away from him, and then it's got a step in the kata. Well, that will depend on what happened with him and how far away you step. If he's close enough, you just boom, you just let him have it. If he's a little bit farther away, you step through the shot, whack, into his face. You just add whatever you need in terms of power on wherever he's landed. So your left hand gets grabbed, you just swing it, and he's wide open. Alright? If you're too far away, which I am, I will hit him. If he's tall and his shoulders are up in the way, then you just leather him through the ribs. Any target will do. Happy with that first one? So there is, further on, we end up grabbing him in a minute. So we get the dominant position. For now, he grabs you, we'll just clear the limb off and whack. Easy one to start with. Off we go.